And good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is time for Bronco baseball here on a Sunday night in El Dorado. Game 3 of the 3-game set between the Hayes Larks and the El Dorado Broncos. Kurt Caden with you. We got Jimmy. Daniel's on music. Gary's on stats. We got it all. Anyone else? Am I missing anyone? Tucker Catlett. There's Tucker. Is Tucker on scoreboard tonight? Home scoreboard operator. That should be good for the Broncos. I had to sprint up here, got caught talking to some fun parents and grandparents, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, it's game time. So you can tell how out of shape I might be. Gary, I don't know how you do it. You haul up and down those. You never seem out of gas at all. Yeah, the batting order tonight for the Hayes Larks. It's a similar lineup. We've almost got it memorized. Ryan Randall leads off. Devin Hager second. Wyatt Divis third. John Rensel will bat fourth. Jacob Boston fifth. Clayton Raspberry sixth. Cole Solomon will bat seventh. Matt Munoz eighth. And Scott Wolverton ninth. For El Dorado out in the field, Austin Toth is in left. Connor Allen in center. Jarrett Coyne in right. John Sorensen's at third. Caleb Littlejim at short. Tanner Sheets at second. Maddox Solomon is at first. Ethan Payne is behind the dish and pitching tonight for El Dorado. Gabe Littlejim. First pitch ball, second pitch lined into center field. A sharp single out to center, I should say, and going to first is Ryan Randall. El Dorado did a good job keeping Randall off the base pads last night, but he starts off tonight with a single. And that'll bring up Devin Hager. Hello to the Whites, Alicia White. And I appreciate the water that I got from the folks last night. That was great. Oh, some of the Whites. The Millers are here. Part of the Whites. The Whites are watching and listening. What's that? No, I'm good tonight. I was thinking ahead tonight. 1 ball and no strikes, squaring and high, and it's 2-0. Broncos going with the black tops tonight, white pants, orange numerals. Hayes with kind of the camouflage sleeves, blue jerseys, white lettering, red trim. And there's the bunt by Hager. Littlejim will get it on a tricky hop and underhands it over to first for the first out. Almost like we could call it ourselves up here, Gary. Leadoff man on, next man bunts. And successfully. I haven't seen an unsuccessful bunt yet. Daniel Nelson is up here. Now, does the pitcher have the choice of uniform to wear? Yes. So Gabe wanted to go with the blacks tonight. Camos yesterday, and you like the orange. The sleeveless. Do you like the blacks? Too hot. You're a Texas guy, too. Wyatt Divis, DHing. He got the win here on Friday night. The batter right now. Yeah, he did all right. He had decent stuff, didn't he? What are we going to see from Gabe Littlejim tonight? Fastball. Out to center field and deep. Connor Allen still going back to the wall, and it's against the wall. Allen fields it, fires it in. Randall at second had to wait and see if that was going to be caught, and Divis will have himself a double. That had some care. You know what? The first 2 nights of the series, we haven't had much wind, but it's blown a little better here tonight. Two-seam. And Gabe's best pitch, in your opinion? The two-seam. And that one was up. John Rensel, the hero here as well on Friday with that 3-run home run in the top of the 11th inning, looks at ball 1. Littlejim, last time we saw him here against Great Bend, was brilliant. Fastball is low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to John Rensel. John Rensel from Talmadge, Ohio, goes to Eastern Michigan University. And the pitch is shot into left field, slicing, and not far enough for El Dorado. That will be a 2 RBI double for Rensel. Little Jim paces around the mound with his head down. He's left a few pitches up, and Hayes has made him pay. A quick 2-0 lead for the Larks, who have not trailed in this series. The Larks led start to finish last night. 2 in the fourth and 3 in the sixth, I should say. Jacob Boston had a good night last night. He stands in with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Single, double, double so far for the Larks. And the 1-0 from Little Jim in there for a strike. One ball and 1 strike. Gabe Little Jim on the hill. And the pitch, and that's low, 2-1. Our first pitch temperature tonight was 87 degrees, feels like 90. The dew point's at 65. The humidity, surprisingly, is relatively low at 47%. Sunset scheduled for 8:50 p.m. here tonight. And the 2-1 got the corner, 2-2. Down at second is Rensel. Right-handed batting, Jacob Boston, and went fishing and missed. Strike 3, and that's the second out of the inning. So 2 away for the Larks, and that'll bring up Clayton Raspberry. Left-handed batter is Raspberry. Last night had a 2-run home run over the right field wall in that 6th inning, that 3-run 6th inning, where Hayes did all their damage after 2 outs. Double, single, home run, single, single. Scored 3. It's the truth. It's the facts, Tucker. Fastball is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Clayton Raspberry out of Heath, Texas, goes to Grayson Junior College. And the 0-2 curveball is bounced off of Raspberry back to Little Jim, and it'll be a foul ball. Raspberry comes into play tonight hitting .265. Couple of knocks, 18 for 68, 2 doubles, 1 triple. He sees a lot of pitches, 15 walks, 16 strikeouts on the season for Clayton. 2 away for the Larks, top of the first. They're already ahead 2-0. We'll check some emails here shortly. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Gary gave me all sorts of information here tonight. It's because that game got over with so quickly last night. He had extra time. Curveball, and Tucker, where was it? Tucker Catlett, who plays short, plays catcher, does a little bit of everything, I think. Anywhere, just put him out there. Put me in coach. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And that one is in there for strike 3. Couple of doubles and a single, 2-run score. 1 is left after a half inning of play. The Hayes Larks, 2. El Dorado coming to bat. Great to have you tuned in tonight. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. And let's take a look at the batting order for El Dorado and how the Larks will stand out in the field tonight. For the Broncos, Caleb Littlejim leads off. Jarrett Coyne second. Maddox Solomon third. Aaron Mack fourth. Tanner Sheets will bat fifth. John Sorensen sixth. Austin Toth seventh. Ethan Payne eighth. And Connor Allen will bat ninth. For the Larks in the field, Jacob Boston's in left. Matt Munoz in center. Clayton Raspberry in right. In the infield, Cole Solomon's over at third base. Devin Hager played a good shortstop all weekend long, and he's back there again tonight. Ryan Randall's at second. John Rensel at first. Scott Wolverton is behind the plate, and on the hill for Hayes is Austin Thomason. And he's behind 2-0 quickly on Caleb Littlejim. Austin Thomason from Peoria, Arizona, goes to Angelo State, and that one in there for a strike, 2-1. The 2-1, and not a good swing for Caleb Littlejim, and it's strike two. He was fooled on that one. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 5th game of the season for Thomason, and that's ball 3. A check swing. He did not go. 4th start for Thomason. 17 innings of work, 17 hits given up, 7 earned runs, 5 walks, 14 strikeouts. Sharp ball right at the second baseman, Randall, and he will retire Littlejim over to first. Caleb hit it well, but right at Ryan Randall. Last night, the Larks defense, I wouldn't say spectacular. They were solid. They made a couple of really nice plays, but for the most part, they just made the routine plays all night long. They also got 8 strikeouts from their starter. One walk. Wong only walked 1. So their starters last 2 nights have really been sharp. Coyne just missed a double down the third base line as it hooked foul. Been that kind of weekend. Thomason on the season's 1-0, an ERA of 3.70. 0-2, and that's a fastball in there for strike 3. Nice pitch by Thomason. And 2 away, and that'll bring up Maddox Solomon. You know, talking about Blomster last night on how well he was. Gary, his numbers now, after last night's work, in 27 innings, he's walked 2 and struck out 38. Solomon in the hole, a diving play by Hager, and not in time to get Maddox, but a great, another good glove work there by Hager, but it's a 2-out single for Maddox Solomon. So here comes Aaron Mack, 6'3", 210, out of my home state of Wisconsin. He's from Madison. Bats left, throws right. Mack, a late ad, leads the team in average at 333, but only 15 at bats. One ball and no strikes. Maddox Solomon over at first. And that pitch in there for strike 1. Well, the streak will continue, Gary. The El Dorado Broncos have never been no hit, as you've told me. Generally, we celebrate after the first hit. Got an early one last night. Got an early one here tonight. I want to put a smile. I want to give you something to smile about. There's no frozen custard to make you smile tonight. So find some numbers or some information or something. 1 ball and 1 strike. Aaron Mack. Tanner Sheets waits on deck. And the pitch, and Mack off the end of the bat, flips it into left field. Coming on hard is Boston, and he makes the catch on the run. So no runs, a hit, and 1 left, and we've played 1 inning here from beautiful McDonald Stadium. It's the Larks 2 and the Broncos 0. Top of inning number 2, 7-8-9 due up for the Larks. Cole Solomon will lead it off for Hayes. Well, you're looking for something to smile about. Did you know that today, there's a strike, is National Ice Cream Sundae Day? Ice Cream Sundae. That pitch stays upstairs, 1-1. It's also a video game day. Well, that doesn't quite add up when we talk about we want everyone to be healthy. Eat ice cream and stay home and play video games. That's what today is for, I guess. Foul ball down the right side. Tucker Catlett, favorite video game? Got to think. He must not sit and play too many to choose from. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball. Boy, just missed. 2-2. Minecraft? Big Minecraft. The 2-2. Fastball low, 3-2. My college son plays Fortnite a lot. I can't make sense of it. Everything's spinning around and you're chopping wood and building barriers and full count pitch, and that's low for a ball. See, you'd never hear anyone say Ms. Pac-Man anymore. That was my game when I was a kid. Ms. Pac-Man. I dominated Ms. Pac-Man. And all right, okay, so it's also National Ice Cream Sundae Day. So your favorite topping? Marshmallow. Marshmallow on top of vanilla ice cream. Good wood put by Munoz, but that's going to slice foul deep into the El Dorado bullpen. Gary, your favorite topping on ice cream sundae? I take you as a hot fudge guy. No, nothing. No toppings. No frills, nothing like that. No balls and a strike here to Munoz. And that one's hit out into left field and hit well. Heading back is Toth, and that is over the wall. Opposite way for Matt Munoz. Thought maybe that would hit the wall, but boy, that just, again, it's carrying out to, especially out to left field tonight. I'm not sure if that much wind aided, but really good wood put on there. Matt Munoz, his foul ball was struck well, and then his home run obviously struck very well. So it's 4-0 Hayes. For Munoz, as the first pitch is high and into Wolverton. That's the third homer of the summer for Munoz and his 16th and 17th runs driven in. Fastball in there, 4-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Larks are seeing it well from Little Jim here tonight. 2 doubles, a homer. That one sawed off, and it's 1-2. Gabe Little Jim came into play tonight, a 2.84 ERA. Here's the curve. Doesn't get the call. 19 innings of work, 16 hits, 6 walks, 14 strikeouts. He's got a 2-1 record. And opposition to coming into tonight only hitting .219 against Gabe. And that pitch low. So a full count here to Wolverton. Gabe Little Jim with the pitch, and that's fouled by Wolverton. Ryan Randall waits on deck. The first 2 have scored for Hayes here in the top of the second. They lead 4-0. And the 3-2, and that one's hit towards Tanner Sheets at second. Bobbles it, gathers it, quick throw, and got Wolverton, who is running hard all the way. So many times in this league, but you just got to love watching is guys running hard. In the major leagues, you probably see about a 60% effort there. These guys are giving it all. Doesn't matter. Always played hard. Ryan Randall, terrific leadoff hitter, started the game off with a single, scored on a double by John Rensel. Two and 0 here. Didn't get there. The turf infield here at McDonald Stadium. 2 balls, no strikes to Randall, and a swing and a miss. Ryan Randall, a .337 hitter coming into play tonight. 28 hits and 83 at bats. 13 of his 28 hits have been doubles. And that one in the turf. 3-1, Gary, 2-1. 3-1. My eyes aren't working yet. The sun's still beating down on the scoreboard here at Brad Long Field. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch and foul tip, 3-2. Good to see Donna Hershey and Grandma Donna and Grandpa Bert. Jordan and Stan Diggs' grandparents are here tonight. Faithful viewers. And then here they're at the game, and they emailed me too. So that's always good. We'll get to the emails here in a second. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Randall, the pitch, and fouled straight back. Len Caravala and crew is back in Canton, Michigan. And that pitch in there for strike 3. Caught the outer third. 2 away, and that'll bring up Devin Hager. It was fun meeting Len. And boy, what a treat that had to have been to see your son Pete with the. I mean, it was a treat for us, and we're not even related to him. 2 home runs here Friday night. That was fun. It was great to meet you. Great to meet so many of the parents and grandparents this weekend. This one hit towards second, and Tanner Sheets able to dive or leap up in the air and make that catch for El Dorado. Early damage again here in the second by Hayes. A walk followed by a home run by Munoz. 2 runs on a hit. We head to the bottom of the second, 4-0 Hayes. Well, the Broncos have been playing from behind all weekend long. They were tied 2 different occasions on Friday night with Hayes, but never did get the lead. Obviously getting shut out last night, trailed from the 4th inning on, and Hayes up early here, 4-0 in the second. Thomason with a little cushion to work with, and he leads off with a walk here, or a ball, I should say, to Sheets. 1 ball and no strikes. That one low and away, 2-0. Tanner Sheets, a .284 hitter on the season, 29 for 102. He has the most at-bats of any Bronco. Slides out of the way, and it's 3-0. Tanner with 29 hits, 8 doubles, a triple, and 3 long balls. And that's in there for strike one. Tanner Sheets thought he had ball 4. He'll come back and do it again. 3 balls and 1 strike. And Sheets now delivers one into center field, a base hit for Tanner Sheets. Well, a hit helps your average more than a walk. So a couple of hits for El Dorado, a 2-out single in the first, now a leadoff single here in the second. And that'll bring up John Sorensen. John Sorensen goes to Kansas State University. And this summer, John hitting .258. Had a homer here Tuesday in the loss to Derby. One ball and no strikes, and that's outside, ball 2. It's been an interesting first week of this homestand. Started off with a loss to Derby and then a loss Wednesday to Oklahoma City. Came back Thursday and swept the doubleheader. Ooh, 2 balls and a strike. Generous corner on that pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sorensen. The pitch. That one's hit up the middle, and that's a base hit. And a high hop. Nice play by Munoz, and he gets it in. So back-to-back singles in about the same place for El Dorado. So Austin Toth will stand in. And many of the Broncos in the last 5 games have been scuffling with the wood. Not Austin Toth. He's 7 for his last 16. Scored 5 times. He's hitting .438 in these last 5 games for El Dorado. Is this a bunting situation with runners at first and second? Let's see what Toby Reuter likes to do. He does square and bunt, pops it up. Wolverton, no chance. No balls and a strike. Down 4-0. Toby Reuter wanted to get 2 runners in scoring position. So no balls and a strike. Already squared his Toth, and he pulls it back. 2 balls and a strike. But Rensel is right in the back pocket of Toth as he came charging in. Obviously, the key here for Austin, bunt it towards third. If Rensel fields it, he's going to have an easy play over to third base. Already charging is Rensel. You can see him on your screen. And the pitch, Toth bunts it towards third, but that will be foul. Right idea. And it's 1-2. So Sheets will return to second, and Sorensen returns to first. Email address, if you want to be like Len or Donna Hershey, who's here and emailed me, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com, CADEN. cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. The pitch to Toth, and that Benton got the corner. Toth thought it might have hit him, but he's rung up, so that stings a little bit if you're a Bronco fan. And Ethan Payne will stand in. Runners at first and second. Austin Thomason with the pitch, and that one bends in there nicely for a strike, 0-1. Tanner Sheets, 13 for 14 on steals this summer. And he's sneaky about it. Hager trying to lure him back to second, and the pitch, and that's low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Devin Hager giving his pitcher signs whether he's going to be going all the way to the base or playing safe. And the pitch from Thomason, and he tries to bend it around that inside corner again. That time called a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. We've seen the same pitch about 6 times, and I think twice it's been called a ball and 3 or 4 times a strike. Hadn't been too consistent, at least from our view. Again, the umpires got the best look. That pitch a little bit low, 3-1 to Ethan Payne. Ethan Payne got to get a little vacation time with his folks and has been back for the last few games for El Dorado. And the 3-1 hit on to left center field. Tanner Sheets will come in and score. Sorensen going first to third, and it'll be a double for Ethan Payne. Just what El Dorado needed. Sorensen goes to third. Sheets scores an RBI for Ethan Payne, and it's 4-1 Hayes. So Connor Allen will step in for El Dorado. Thomas and this staff for the Hayes, he's got good numbers on most teams. I bet you his numbers would be leading their team. But on this Hayes team, he's just kind of middle of the road as far as their squad goes. They have so many good pitchers with very minuscule ERAs. Good cut by Allen, but he missed. No balls and a strike. Connor Allen, last 5 games, hitting .211, 4 out of 19. The 0-1, and that one stayed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomorrow night, the Liberal BJs come into town. And a good cut again by Allen, but missed. 1-2. Angela Kay says, yay, Ethan, a proud host sister. Way to go, Ethan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Connor Allen, and 3 good cuts, but 3 misses for Allen. And that's a big second out for Thomason. So here's Caleb Littlejim. 2 runners out there in scoring position for El Dorado in a 4-1 game in the bottom of the second inning. And Caleb Littlejim, and that one's right down there for a strike. Good start for Thomason here on Caleb Littlejim. Caleb hit it hard, but right at the second baseman Randall his first time. No balls, 1 strike, and Littlejim fouls this one out of play and quickly in an 0-2 hole. Caleb Littlejim, his average starting the night right at 300. And the 0-2, Littlejim bounces it. It'll be in the hole. Hager's got it. Flips it over to first. Close play, out. Caleb with a dive into first base, and what a play again by Devin Hager. Quick release. Glove to hand is lightning quick. 1 run on 3 hits for El Dorado. They strand 2. We head to the third, 4-1 Hayes. 4-1 in favor of Hayes. We enter the top of the third inning. Wyatt Divis, John Rensel, Jacob Boston, the scheduled 3 for Hayes. And a first pitch curve, dives low, ball 1. Gabe Littlejim, 44 pitches through the first 2 innings. And the pitch hit up the middle, got past Littlejim, but Tanner Sheets is there, and over to first to retire Divis. So 1 away, and here comes John Rensel. Has a big hit, a double that scored 2 for the Larks back in the first inning. First pitch to Rensel in there for strike 1. Rensel, a .347 hitter, 26 of 75. Didn't expect that one, and it's 0-2. He steps out, gathers himself, and ready to battle here with an 0-2 count. The team batting average for Hayes, .294. Littlejim tried the outside and just missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gabe shaking off Ethan Payne. Now he's got it in the 1-2. Curveball bounced towards first. Maddox Solomon has it. He'll take it himself for the second out. So the first 2 are down for Hayes. That'll bring up Jacob Boston, a strikeout victim his first time. Jacob Boston now with 25 at-bats this summer, and that strikeout was just his second of the summer. So that is quite a feat to get a strikeout on Boston. He hits this one towards Solomon off his glove. Littlejim's covering. The play goes to Gabe, and he's got the Maddox Solomon hung with that one, and they retire Boston on 1 pitch. A 7-pitch inning for Gabe Littlejim. 3 up, 3 down for the Larks. We go to the bottom of the third. Hayes 4, El Dorado 1. Jared Coyne will lead it off for El Dorado. They had 3 hits in that second inning, scored 1. It's 4-1 Hayes. First pitch to Coyne out of the zone, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Austin Thomason, and Coyne hits it up the middle, a base hit. Boy, El Dorado is really working the middle of the field. But of their 5 hits, Gary, 3 of them have been right there on either side of the pitcher's mound or over the pitcher. So Jarrett Coyne will lead off single, and that'll bring up Maddox Solomon. He singled his first time. Maddox Solomon got a day off yesterday. Jordan Anstand did got an at-bat, but pretty much the day off yesterday, getting another one off today, which probably doesn't thrill his folks. They figured he'd be playing tonight. They changed their flight from Sunday to Monday so they could be here tonight, and Jordan's not in the lineup. Whoops. It's pitched to Solomon, and that's a little bit low, 1-0. Maddox Solomon, a .280 hitter. And that one inside 2-0. 28 for 100 for Maddox Solomon. 3-0? 3-0. Beg your pardon. Maddox, a green light. That's outside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Solomon. And for the second straight inning, El Dorado has their first two batters on base. And here's Aaron Mack. Now, the way Mack's been hitting it, would you maybe get him a bunt here? Coyne gets the lead off of first. Solomon off of second, and Solomon off of first. And here's Aaron Mack, swing and a miss. Mighty cut there, and he missed. No balls and 1 strike. Aaron Mack coming into play tonight, 5 for 15, now 5 for 16. He flew out to left field his first time. The 0-1 pitch. Thomason, a long look in, and now the pitch, and that's well outside. Paying a lot of attention out there. Jarrett Coyne, Devin Hager continues to move in and out, trying to keep Coyne close. Yeah, that's right. Aaron Mack last year was this year's Jarrett Coyne. He wore a lot of pitches on that front right shoulder. And close, but called a ball, 2-1. Gary is in amazement. 2 balls and 1 strike here for Aaron Mack. Thomason doesn't want to go 3-1 here to Mack, so this could be the pitch to look for if you're Aaron. And it was, and he swung and missed. Good pitch by Thomason, 2-2. Winds blowing out to center and left field, from right to left on your screen. Two balls, 2 strikes. Defense straight away. And the pitch. And Mack able to spoil it. He fouls it out of play. Liberal here tomorrow. Hayes and Liberal, very similar colors. Red, white, and blue. And we'll see that from Liberal the next 3 nights. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Mack swung over the top. And much like in the second inning, the first 2 reached and then a strikeout. Tanner Sheets singled and scored his first time. Lined one out into center field. Coyne with a good league, bouncing off the second there. And the pitch from Thomason, and that curveball in there for a strike. No balls and a strike. John Sorensen waiting on deck. Sheets a .284 hitter. And Sheets pulled out a little bit there, swung and missed the curve, 0-2. Thomason, a long look in. He's got the sign he likes. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch outside, 1-2. Jan Foco, who is a grandmother of Jarrett Coyne, hoping for a win tonight and then safe travels. The Coynes, after tonight's game, are making the 13-hour venture back to Michigan. We wish them safe travels. 1-2. And Sheets hits it out into left field. Jarrett Coyne rounds third. He's going to score. Heading on to third base is Maddox Solomon. Sheets will stay at first, and a 2-strike single for Tanner Sheets. And an RBI. So the leadoff single in the second inning came around and scored, and now same thing here in the third. So it's 4-2 Hayes. And here's John Sorensen, who singled his first time. Yeah. Tanner Sheets, like so many guys, have been kind of up and down. It looks like he's finding the wood on baseball again. And the first pitch to Sorensen's outside, ball one. Broncos didn't get much chance to run last night. Here on Friday night, Cole Solomon was behind the plate and threw two absolute dimes down to second to throw runners. Sorensen into the hole on the right side, a single. That will score Solomon. Sheets will stay at second base, and it's 4-3. An RBI single for John Sorensen. So Austin Toth will stand in with one away for El Dorado here in the third, 4-3 Hayes. Now, Toth did strike out, but boy, he fouled a couple of sacrifice attempts and then really got a tough third strike called on him. And the first pitch to Toth is low. Wolverton able to corral it, 1-0. Coming back, the Broncos showing life here tonight. Sheets dancing around there at second, and Toth with a good cut, but he slaps it fouled on the right side. So a ball and a strike here to Austin Toth. For the season, Toth a .273 hitter. 15 for 55. He's driven in 11. Middle infield trying to pinch Tanner Sheets at second, and the pitch comes to Toth, and it's called for strike two. Toth flinched, had a notion to swing, pulled back, and it's called strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, with all of what Tanner Sheets is doing at second base, that pulls the second baseman Randall much closer to the bag. And the pitch, and holding up his Toth, it's high and away, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Austin Thompson's pitch, and that one's low, ball 3. Coyne singled, Solomon walked, Mack struck out, Sheets singled in a run, Sorensen singled in a run. And the Hayes bullpen is active. The 3-2, and Toth spoils that one. Just got his bat out there and flipped it foul. Got to love that at bat right there. Not a pitch he wanted, but too close to take, so just fouled off. Another 3-2 coming. Sheets is, not on the move, and strike 3. Austin Toth will take the slow walk back. On that hole at bat, the good that what Tanner Sheets, he's really bouncing around, bluffing and whatnot. It makes the middle infielders play a little closer. The downside, though, the batter is seeing a lot of movement out there at second base. Tucker, does the runner at second ever bother you if they're doing a lot of... No. Not even paying attention. Ethan Payne had a big double for El Dorado and a good cut, and he fouled it off. Payne doubled in Tanner Sheets in the second inning. A single will do just fine here for El Dorado to try to tie this thing up. Hayes scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second. El Dorado with 1 in the second, 2 here in the third. 2 out there, 2 out for the Broncos. No balls and 1 strike to Ethan Payne. And inside, and he shows that good footwork, gets out of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch, missing, 2-1. Sheets over at second, Sorensen at first. And a 2-1 pitch here to Ethan Payne. A lot of activity behind the mound. The second baseman, Randall, darted a little bit. Then Hager came in behind. Thomason kept looking and then just stepped off. Tanner Sheets, by far the most aggressive base stealer for El Dorado. 14 tries and 13 successes. His steal of third base here Friday night was mighty important as Payne looks at strike two. You might remember in the ninth inning, Sheets stole second and third and then scored on the wild pitch to tie the game and send it to extras. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Payne bounces it foul. That was very courageous, wasn't it? Yeah. He's frisky out there on the bases. Sneaky. That's what I think. He doesn't look like a burner, but he reads the play well, reads the pitchers, and you're get 2-2. And low, ball 3. A lot of pitches for Thomason in the second and now here in the third. Frank Leo, he pretty much stays in the same spot, right at the end of the dugout, 1 foot on the top step, leans over. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will get a head start. And with no one covering, Thomason making sure they're staying close. So another 3-2 pitch here to Ethan Payne. And it's on its way. And Payne put a charge into one. Out into left, and that is gone. Ethan Payne. A 3-run home run. The first lead for the Broncos all weekend long. That's got to feel good. That sounded beautiful off the bat. So 5 have scored for El Dorado, a 3-run home run, and the Broncos with their first lead this weekend, 6-4 El Dorado. Connor Allen will stand in. Now, in all the enthusiasm, the Broncos forgot to go get the bat. And now we'll get a mound visit. A 3-run home run for Ethan Payne. Tonight he got it, yeah. Ethan Payne, a double and a home run for Ethan, his first home run of the summer, and his 5th, 6th, and 7th runs batted in. 4 RBIs today. That's right. I checked that. Yeah, 8 RBIs now on the season. And we are going to get a pitching change. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in a moment. 6-4 El Dorado here on YouTube. So El Dorado knocks out the Hayes starter, Austin Thomason. 2 2/3 innings for Thomason. He gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He struck out 5. He walked only 1, which is a common theme with Larks pitching. And here's Connor Allen to meet up with the new pitcher, Mason Myrie. And the first pitch is high. For Myrie, his 6th game, he started 2, 17 2/3 innings of work, 11 hits, 5 earned runs given up, 12 walks, 16 strikeouts. And Allen fouls this one out of play. Myrie with a 2.54 ERA, and he's 1-0 on the summer. So, a ball and a strike here to Connor Allen. He struck out his first time. That was against Thomason. And that pitch in there for a strike, 1-2. Coyne singled, Solomon walked, Max struck out, Sheets singled, Sorensen singled, Toth struck out, and then Ethan Payne. There's one in the turf. Allen running down to first, and the out is recorded there. So Myrie gets the third out of the inning, but a lot of damage done. And how Gary and I love those 2-out hits, especially when they're 3-run home runs. El Dorado scores 5. We go to the 4th, 6-4 Broncos. Well, Gabe Littlejim had 44 pitches after 2 innings, then a 7-pitch third, a 3-up, 3-down inning for Littlejim, and then he was on the Pines for a long rest. And now he's out there in a first-pitch strike to Clayton Raspberry, and now up 0-2. But I'm sure for the starters, they've seen what's happened. Hayes has gotten the lead, and boy, last night they didn't offer any hope for El Dorado. And as a starter, you're down 4-0 after a couple innings out there, and all of a sudden things start turning around. And now Littlejim seeing if he can keep the momentum for El Dorado. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. And that one's a late swing, fouled near the Bronco dugout. Connor Peterson sprinting out after it for the Broncos. And here we go again with another 1-2. Raspberry struck out his first time. The pitch. And inside corner, strike 3. Raspberry struck out twice looking. Cole Solomon will stand in. And the first pitch to Solomon on the corner for strike 1. Coley, 333 hitter, 16 out of 48. 8 walks, 14 strikeouts. He's driven in 9. He's got 4 doubles, a triple, and a homer this summer. Here's the 0-1 swing and a miss. Strike 2. And Cole will step out, get a swing in, and jump in and get ready to go to work here with an 0-2 count against Gabe Littlejim. Gabe out of Kansas State University, and that one in the turf. Tried to induce him to go fishing, and Solomon wasn't having it. 1-2. Hayes has a couple days out of the league. They play the Colorado Cyclones tomorrow and Tuesday. And they're hosting Derby next weekend. Close, but no cigar for Gabe there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind and the pitch, and that's a fastball in there for strike 3. Tucker, Gabe Littlejim left some pitches up early. What are you seeing? What's he doing differently now that you can see? Location much better? Living low. See, normally we have the pitchers up here getting their input. Now it's kind of nice to get a catcher's take and seeing what he's seeing out there. Want to know? Here's one in the hole. Sheets with the glove, able to field it over to first, and they got Munoz. And another 1-2-3 inning for Gabe Littlejim, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. El Dorado 6, Hayes 4. Top of the order for the El Dorado Broncos here in the bottom of the 4th inning. El Dorado with a 6-4 lead. Littlejim 0 for 2 tonight. And the first pitch from Myrie is fouled back, 0-1. Caleb Littlejim, brother of Gabe Littlejim, Little Axe, Oklahoma. 1 ball and 1 strike. Caleb, 300 coming in. Has dipped a little bit below there now after an 0 for 2 so far tonight. Here comes the 1-1. And that's right down the middle for a strike, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Myrie, and a nice a little slow curve in there, and Littlejim was out in front for a strikeout. So Jarrett Coyne stands in. He started everything in the 3rd with a single. And Amy Russell and everyone watching tonight, Tate and Josie. 1-0 here to Jarrett Coyne, and this is hitting the foul territory. Rensel gives chase, and he runs it down. Nice play, but a look around. He had some teammates there to help him out and let him know. Amy Russell, Uncle John, Tate, and Josie. Thanks for the email, Amy. Jarrett pops out to first base, 2 away quickly. Here in the 4th, foul ball from Maddox Solomon. He walked and scored. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Here's the pitch, and that's a ball. 1-1 now to Solomon. Myrie, a left-handed pitcher, as you can tell, and that one high. 3-1. Three balls, one strike. Maddox Solomon, the pitch, and he threw the curve and missed. Now it's 3-1. I'm ahead of myself, Gary. I'm forecasting here. Now the 3-1, and that is in there for a strike. Good location on 3-1. So a full count to Maddox Solomon. And the pitch from Myrie, a swing and a miss, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Larks pitcher, Myrie. Let's go to the fifth inning. The Broncos have 6, the Larks have 4. We're back in a moment on YouTube. Time for the top of the fifth inning here from El Dorado. The Larks have won the first 2 games of this series, 9-6 and 11 Friday night, 5-0 last night. They were up 4-0 after an inning and a half here tonight, but El Dorado has stormed back to take a 6-4 lead. And Gabe Littlejim, 44 pitches the first 2 innings, according to Gary, and then 19 pitches in the last 2 innings. No balls and a strike, and the pitch, and that's in there for strike 2. And again, right across the knees. So an 0-2 pitch. And tried the inside and missed. 1-2. Scott Wolverton at the dish and didn't go fishing. 2-2. Scott Wolverton coming in a 179 hitter. 5 for 28. And the pitch, and that just grazed him. So a hit by pitch after being ahead 0-2. Third time this summer that Wolverton has been plunked, and a leadoff base runner for the Larks. For the top of the order, Ryan Randall. Singled and scored in the first, struck out looking in the second. And outside, ball 1. The 1-0. 2-0. Randall hitting .337. Littlejim from the stretch. And the pitch, and that's served into left field. Toth has a bead, but it goes over his head. Wolverton around second on his way to third. Randall will have a double. So Hayes now with runners at second and third and nobody out. The wind has died down. That was all Randall right there. And kind of looking around my window here, Toth, it looked like he had a beat on it, but it sailed over his head. So the Larks are in business with their 2-3-4 hitters coming up and runners at second and third. Hey, the sacrifice and a line out. A nice play made by Tanner Sheets. And Little Jim falling behind here, 1-0. After a good start with Wolverton, got ahead 0-2. He ended up hitting him at 2-2. Fell behind Randall, now 1-0 here to Hager. That pitch in there for a strike. Hager has had a wonderful weekend with the leather. Starting shortstop for the Larks. And he has been outstanding. Curveball, a swing and a miss, strike two. You know, he's one of those guys, I'm not even looking at his batting numbers. What my impression of Devin Hager is his defense. But he hits number 2 in the lineup, just a 227 hitter. But he doesn't strike out very often. Here's the 1-2, and he puts it in play. Sorensen comes in from third and fires to first. The runner, Wolverton, had to stay, and there's one big out. That's one of those Wolverton, if you're not committed just to go, he made the right decision. Sorensen would have had certainly a good shot to get him at home. You think? Third baseman coming in? Momentum coming towards home? Or quick throw down to third, and Wolverton got picked off. Ethan Payne down to third. Wolverton stumbled on his way back to third base. And what a strike by Payne. So how about that? Now 2 outs. And Wyatt Divis. And Gabe Littlejim. I think it's 1-0. That pitch, I think, was a ball. Your friend, the umpire, put up the one finger. Here's the 1-0, and that's on the corner for a strike. Over at second is Ryan Randall. He starts deep, goes right towards Caleb Littlejim, and now inches in a little bit. Here's the 1-1, and that's in there for a strike, 1-2. Six to 4 El Dorado here in the top of the fifth. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wyatt Divis. He's the DH for Hayes tonight. 338 hitter. And the 1-2 dives low, 2-2. Gabe with a look in. He's got his sign from Ethan Payne. Here comes the 2-2. And hit towards Tanner Sheets at second base. Glove on the turf. He's got it over to first and end of the inning. Hayes with runners at second and third and nobody out and nobody scored. We're halfway through. El Dorado 6, Hayes 4 here on YouTube. So, time for the bottom of the fifth inning. Aaron Mack, Tanner Sheets, John Sorensen. Got an email from the Sheets clan, and they enjoyed their time in El Dorado this weekend, meeting families and host families, and they want to make a trip to Wichita for the NBC World Series. We'd like for you to have to make that trip from Sugar Land, Texas. First pitch to Mack out of the zone. Always wish I could get out and meet everyone that comes, but certainly a lot of things going on here this weekend. So thanks for the email from the Sheets clan in Sugar Land, Texas. Myrie falls behind 2-0 here to Aaron Mack. Myrie's returned for a retired 4 in a row since he's come in. And that's a good pitch on the outer third. 2-1, I should say. 2 balls and a strike to Aaron Mack. Mack 0 for 2 tonight. And the pitch from Myrie bounces in there, 3-1. Lefty on lefty here. And Mack hits it, and it spins back fair. Although it hit the bat, it hit his foot. It hit Mack's foot. And he walks it off. That was weird. It hit his foot and went foul, and then all of a sudden took a left turn back into play. If it hadn't hit his foot, it would have stayed foul. So a painful strike for Aaron Mack. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And a good curve, a swing and a miss, strike 3. Myrie has struck out 4. He's faced 5. And here is Tanner Sheets. Tanner Sheets, 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Gary's numbers say Tanner good against lefties, looks at ball 1. And the pitch in there for a strike. Hayes with. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. So a ball and 2 strikes here to Tanner Sheets. Bottom of the 5th inning, El Dorado 6, Hayes 4. And a curveball, and Tanner waited on it, fouled it out of play. Myrie winds and deals, quick pitch there, and it's 2-2. Two-two pitch, and Sheets again fouling it out of play. Good battle here by Tanner Sheets. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, fastball and pulled foul. So Tanner's fouled 3 or 4 off here now, battling. 8th pitch of the at-bat for Tanner Sheets. And the pitch from Myrie, and that one broke in. Swing and a miss by Tanner. Wolverton throws down to first to record the strikeout. Another strikeout for Myrie. Good battle by Sheets, but eventually won by Myrie. So here's John Sorensen. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a run scored and an RBI. All of that against Austin Thomason. First pitch missing, 1-0. Shadows coming across this field here at McDonald Stadium. Here's the 1-0 and a good cut and a miss, 1-1. Curveball, a beauty, 1-2. So Myrie looking to strike out the side here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Sorensen hits it towards third. It's gobbled up there by Solomon. Over to first, and a 1-2-3 inning again for Myrie. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 6th inning. El Dorado 6, Hayes 4. Through 5 innings of play tonight, El Dorado with 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Hayes with 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Gabe Littlejim returns for the 6th, and John Rensel fouls it out of play. Rensel a 2 RBI double in the first and grounded out to first in the third. Fastball low, 1-1. And Rensel fouled this one maybe off his foot. It was off someone's foot, it sounded like. So a ball and 2 strikes here. Gabe Littlejim on the hill, ready for John Rensel. And the one or the other just stretching. Well, it shouldn't hurt. A fly ball out to center field. Connor Allen puts it away. So the doesn't hurt. A very efficient inning for Gabe Littlejim. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-4, El Dorado. Bottom of the sixth inning, new pitcher. Terrific job by Mason Myrie. Really settled things down. 2 1/3 innings. He struck out 5, didn't give up anything. Toth, first pitch swinging, dumps it into shallow right field, and it's fair. Great effort over there by Randall. Trying to get over there, but just couldn't get there in time. So a leadoff single for Austin Toth, and Ethan Payne comes in. First hit for El Dorado since the 3-run homer from Ethan Payne in the 3rd inning. And Ethan Payne stands in. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a homer, 4 RBIs tonight. First pitch in there for strike 1. Ryan Reuter was here Friday night, pitched well for Hayes, I beg your pardon. Pitch out of the zone, 1-1. Reuter, his 7th game, 11 1/3 innings of work, 13 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. It's amazing just looking at every pitcher. I mean, Wong, 4 walks, 23 strikeouts. Divis, 5 walks, 23 strikeouts. Blomster, 2 walks, 38 strikeouts. As a team coming into play, they have 84 walks issued and 203 strikeouts. Reuter, after a couple throws to first, comes home and misses 2-1. Toth off of first, and the pitch, and Payne bounces it into the hole, a base hit. Toth with a look over at Toby Reuter was wondering if he should maybe gamble, and he'll stay right there. Ethan Payne is 3 for 3 tonight. And Pete Caravala is going to hit for Connor Allen. Len Caravala is watching and listening tonight. Pete had 2 home runs here Friday night. Gary with his trusty calculator, 3.8 walks on average for the Larks on the summer. We see that in an inning most nights. 1 ball and no strikes here to Caravala, who squared around and then pulled it back. And squares again, bunts it towards third. That's a good bunt. Tough play for Reuter. Throw to first is not in time. That's going to be a base hit for Pete Caravala. He put it in a perfect spot. He couldn't. So the bases are loaded. 3 straight singles for El Dorado. And here's Caleb Littlejim. Corners are going to creep in for Hayes. The middle infield will stay back. Rensel in front of the runner, Caravala at first. And the pitch, and swinging over the top was Caleb Littlejim, 0-1. First pitch, curveball. The Larks coming into play tonight, winners of 9 in a row. Littlejim watches this one low, 1-1. And the pitch to Littlejim, that hit his back foot. Caleb saw it coming in slowly. He stood in there, and that just got him on the top of the foot. A hit by pitch, RBI. Austin Toth scores. He started it with that dunker into right field. So Ethan Payne stands at third. Caravala at second. Littlejim at first, and here's Jarrett Coyne. Reuter, you might remember Friday night, came in relief for Sloan Baker, who hit a man and then walked a man. And Reuter came in and really shut the door. But 3 straight singles and a hit batter, and that will end the night for Ryan Reuter. A new pitcher coming in. El Dorado leads 7-4 here on YouTube. So 3 hits and a hit batter, and that ends the night for Ryan Reuter. The 3 runners on base, his responsibility. And the new pitcher for Hayes is Fabian Muniz. Right-handed pitcher. First pitch to Jarrett Coyne, a strike. Fabian Muniz from Santa Monica, California, goes to Arizona Western. No balls and a strike to Coyne. And that one out of the zone, 1-1. 8th game for Muniz, 19 2/3 innings of work, 41 hits given up. 6 walks, 22 strikeouts, yet an ERA of 2.28. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. Can that be right? 41 hits in 19 innings and only given up 5 runs? That is an odd line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Coyne belts it down the left field line, fair. Here comes Payne. Here comes Caravala. And Little Jim diving back to third is safe. A 2 RBI double for Jarrett Coyne. Little Jim he rounded third, was ready to score. The stop sign was up. Caleb looked back, saw the ball was at the cutoff man, so didn't know if should still go home, then decided to dive back to third and beat the throw. Those runs go to Reuter. Infield comes in 9-4 El Dorado, a ball to first, and Renzel with a nice play holds the runner and gets the out. And that's the first out of the inning. Well, the infield was in. Maddox tried the right side, but a nice glove there by John Renzel. So with 1 away, here's Aaron Mack. 9-4 El Dorado here in the 6th. Infield in again for the Larks. First pitch low, ball 1. Little Jim at third, Coyne at second. Aaron Mack 0 for 3 tonight. And that pitch dives in low, 2-0. Aaron Mack played for the Broncos last year. And bounces this one to the right side, and that's gloved by Randall. He'll retire Mack, so 2 infield outs, much needed for Hayes. And now 2 away. And here comes Tanner Sheets. Tanner, the 8th batter of the inning for El Dorado. Now 2 outs and the pitch from Muniz. And this one's bounced. Muniz has it, slings it over to first, and they get Sheets. So a nice job of relief after the double by Coyne. Muniz able to retire Solomon, Mack, and Sheets. But 3-run score for El Dorado on 4 hits. We head to the 7th, 9-4 Broncos. Matt Munoz to lead it off for the Larks. First pitch swinging, bounces it to Solomon, waits for the big hop. Now the sprint to first, and he beat him. That was tough. Maddox had to wait for that hop, and then it was a sprint and one pitch and one out. 1, 2. That's 3 unassisted putouts by Maddox Solomon tonight. Here's Scott Wolverton. And the first pitch misses. 1-0. Two and 0. And the pitch from Little Jim, and that's inside. 3-0. Wolverton grounded out to second, was hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 1 officially. Way ahead here at 3-0. And that one piped in there for strike one. 3 balls and 1 strike to Scott Wolverton. And that pitch just missed inside, and a walk to Wolverton. So here comes Ryan Randall tonight with a run scored. Randall, left-handed swinger. And that pitch a little bit out of the zone. Haven't seen anyone that I'm starting to see a little movement down in the Bronco bullpen. One ball and no strikes. And this one's shot into left field. Toth tracking it. He's got the catch. Hit well by Randall, but Toth able to put that one away. That was the same play almost as the 6th inning. And who's? Okay, that was Anstandig in left field. And Caravala is now in center field. Appreciate Jimmy and Tucker with the info over here. 2 away. So Jordan Anstandig out there for Austin Toth. And Caravala, who hit for Allen, is at center field. Here's a grounder to third. Sorensen over to first, and the play is made by Sorensen to Solomon, and the one-out walk doesn't hurt. It's time to stretch in El Dorado. The Broncos 9 and the Larks 4. The only Bronco that didn't get to enjoy the 6th inning was John Sorensen, or at least didn't get to the plate. One and 0 from Moonies, and that one in there for a strike. So a ball and a strike to John Sorensen. He's 2 for 3 tonight. And this one's hit on the left side. And a nice pick by Solomon over to first. Too high, but Rensel pulls it down and gets the base. Nice play by Rensel. So here's Jordan Anstandig with his first at bat of the night. Jordan out of Alma College, 5'7", 160. His parents are here. Grandparents Donna and Bert Hershey are here. And they're, I'm sure, thrilled that Jordan's in there now. And the first pitch in, sprayed foul, strike one. We're in the bottom of the seventh inning, 9-4. 9 runs on 12 hits for El Dorado, 4 runs on 6 hits for Hayes. And that pitch in there for strike two. No balls and 2 strikes. A letter high strike against Jordan. So no 2 pitch from Mooney's. And that's outside. Good spot, but just missed. 1-2. Jordan Anstandig with a 1-2 count. The pitch, and that one just missed. 2-2. Jordan with a 229 average. It's been climbing of late. 19 of 83. Here comes a 2-2. And that's outside, ball 3. So those new contacts that Jordan got, he's seen it a lot better. Jordan has walked 17 times this year. That leads El Dorado. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And that caught the corner for strike 3. Nice pitch by Mooney's. He tried out there a couple of times, just missed. That time he got the corner. And now here's Ethan Payne. For a catcher, Ethan has good speed. And he's a triple away from a cycle here tonight. Doubled in the second, homered in the third, singled in the sixth. 1 career cycle in El Dorado Bronco history. 1. Was it Barry Bonds? Here's the 1-0, and that's low 2-0. Ethan Payne with a 2-out, 3-run homer. That ended the night for Austin Thomason, the starter for Hayes. And a 2-0, and that's inside 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes here on Ethan Payne. He has scored twice, driven in 4. And that one piped down in the middle for a strike, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Ethan Payne. And a good cut, and he missed, 3-2. Daniel Nelson making his way back up here. We're going to miss him. He's leaving us tomorrow. Here's a 3-2 to Payne, and he fouled it off. Now, if the Broncos make the NBC World Series, could there be a flight back from Texas to Wichita? That would be a nice re-edition. All right, yes. Here comes a 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Lost his bat. Caravala jumped out of the way. Mooney's he's retired 6 in a row after the double by Coyne. Let's head to the 8th inning. 9-4, El Dorado. Gabe Littlejim returns for the 8th inning and on 4 hits in the first 2 innings. And in the last 6 or 5 innings, I should say, no runs on 2 hits. Here comes pitch number 100 of the night for Gabe Littlejim. And that one caught the corner, strike 1. Wyatt Divis up there for Hayes. So only two hits given up by Littlejim after a rough start. Here's a bouncer on the infield. Sheets charges it, takes it on the hop, unloads, and they get Divis out at first. 1 away. Tanner Sheets and Maddox Solomon on the right side of the infield have been rock solid with the leather tonight. All the lefties, the high bouncers. Do you get it on the big hop? Do you come charging for the short hop? They have managed it well. Fastball in there for strike 1. The 0-1 hit up the middle, and Littlejim knocked it down. He recovers it, will underhand it to first for the second out. You know, the groove that Blomster was in last night for Hayes is the groove that Littlejim seems to be in ever since the second inning. He's been at the ready to go, no hesitation, and he has been active. 2 away for Hayes here in the 8th. There's a tough hitter in Jacob Boston. And Boston, high chopper to third. Sorensen has it over to first. Got him. That was about a 5-pitch inning for Gabe Littlejim. 3 ground ball outs. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning. El Dorado trying to snap the 9-game win streak for Hayes. It's 9-4 Broncos. Pete Caravala will lead off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And first pitch swinging, grounds it to Hager at short. He has it over to first for the first out. Boy, it sure makes it look easy. 1 away. And here's the top of the order, Caleb Littlejim. Caleb got an RBI hit by pitch his last time up. He was the last batter that Ryan Reuter faced. Fabian Muniz has been really good for the Larks. He gave up a double to Jarrett Coyne, the first batter he faced, but since then he's retired 7 in a row. Is he going? Here's the 0-1. And that's low, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Caleb Littlejim. And that one misses, 2-1. Tomorrow night, we're back on the air, 7 o'clock, Liberal at El Dorado. First of 3 with the BJs. Littlejim behind on the fastball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and low on the fastball, 3-2. So a 3-2 pitch coming up, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 away, Jarrett Coyne with that big 2 RBI double off of Mooney's. Boy, when you can stretch it from 3 to 5, just gives you a little more breathing room, that's for sure. Coyne, a high bouncer. Mooney's waits for it, has it, now fires a strike to first to get Coyne. 1-2-3 inning for Mooney's. And we'll go to the 9th inning. El Dorado, 9. Hayes, 4. I don't know if I didn't mind tickets. I know I would have had to donate, but I wouldn't have wanted to for $200. Some girls won one night. Yeah, they won. Yep. Longest 3 outs you'll ever see. Yep. Who is it? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Well, it's only got 104. He only had 4 hits, 5 hits. Yeah. Clayton Raspberry will lead it off. Another Bronco parent, I think it was Rick Allen, as Raspberry first pitch able to serve one into left field for the leadoff single for the Larks. Rick Allen donated the money back to the Broncos on the 50-50 tonight. So the Larks down 5, certainly capable. Here's Cole Solomon. Gabe Littlejim going for a complete game here tonight for El Dorado. First pitch, strike. Tell you what, if you can get this complete game, talk about a night off for the bullpen, and should have everyone except for Little Jim pretty much ready for Monday. And the 0-1 curveball stayed upstairs, 1-1. Gary wishing for a twin killing. The 1-1, a swing and a miss, strike 2. So a ball and 2 strikes. That hit by Raspberry, just the 3rd hit since the 3rd inning for the Larks. They have 7 for the game. And a foul tip. Hayes got on Gabe early, a single, a double, and a double in the first. They took a 2-0 lead, then a walk and a 2-run homer by Munoz, and it was 4-0 Hayes going to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's been all El Dorado, and led by the sharp pitching of Gabe Littlejim. Fouled again. They really are. Gabe has had 3 1-2-3 innings tonight. No cheapies, that's for sure. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and just missed. Two balls and 2 strikes. Cole Solomon tonight 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And this one's hit left field. Jordan Anstandig looking for it, and he couldn't find it, and it landed foul. It's a foul ball. And again, we saw that happen to Hayes last night on a ball hit out to left, and Boston couldn't find it. Jordan Anstandig couldn't see it at first. Then it looked like he had it, but he didn't. Center field as well. Yeah, just 30 feet off or so. I was looking at Jordan. I down the first base line, I have a pretty good look, fair or foul. Down the third base line, the chalk is, I don't even know if there is chalk out there. It's pretty slim. And it's interesting part of night, that's for sure. So a 2-2 pitch again coming here to Solomon. And a swing and a miss. Strike three. So one away for the Larks, and here's Matt Munoz. He homered back in the second inning. Since then, grounded out to second, grounded out to first. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Munoz, just off the plate, 1-0. And the pitch from Little Jim, swing and a miss. That was a long look in. Munoz stayed in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yep, there's still zip on there. Tucker, what do you think? Mid-upper 80s? A 1-1 pitch from Little Jim. That's off the plate, 2-1. Gary, was it Brady Tackett that threw 127 pitches in that Derby game? 3-1. Oh, he caught the plate. My bad. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brady Tackett, Tucker Catlett. Catlett and Tackett? The 2-2. And that one's turfed, 3-2. I like when Tucker Catlett's behind the plate. He gets that Tony Pena leg out on the spread out there on the shelf. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this one's hit into shallow left. Anstandig coming on hard and couldn't get it. It lands in front of him. So a soft liner to left field finds the grass for Munoz. So here's and we'll get a mound visit here. Just settle things down. 1 out for Hayes here in the 9th. They do have 2 on. Scott Wolverton, by average, in this lineup, is their lowest average hitter, but he has been on base twice. He was hit by a pitch and walked. The big play, yeah. You think of when a momentum change in this game. Certainly when El Dorado got 5 in the 3rd was big, but then Hayes in the 5th inning, Wolverton got hit, and then Randall doubled. They had runners at 2nd and 3rd with no outs. And Ethan Payne fired a ball down to 3rd that really caught Wolverton by surprise, and they picked him off. The Broncos got out of that inning with no damage done. That was a big play in this game. First pitch inside, 1-0 to Wolverton. Here comes a 1-0. And in the turf, 2-0. Wolverton coming into play tonight, 179. He has hit 2 home runs. Of his 5 hits, 2 have left the yard. Here's a 2-0. And hit towards short, slowly hit. Little Jim over to second for 1 to first, not in time, but a out Wolverton reaches on a fielder's throw. It's just not hit hard enough to really have a real chance at turning two. Moving over to third is Raspberry. And another mound visit, so Little Jim is going to be done. He goes 8 2/3 here tonight. And looks like Rustin Hayes is going to come in. He was really good here last night. What a night by Gabe Little Jim. We'll tell you his numbers, and we'll tell you about Rustin Hayes. 9-4 El Dorado, 2 away here in the 9th on YouTube. Well, what a night for Gabe Littlejim. 122 pitches tonight. He goes 8 2/3. He gave up 7 hits. To this point, 4 runs, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and he hit 1 man. Rustin Hayes come in. Rustin was here last night, and he pitched 3 innings, and he had 4 strikeouts. He gave up just 1 hit. It was a double by Randall, who he faces right now. First pitch to Randall, misses, and Rustin Hayes throws the knuckleball. It is dirty, is what Tucker Catlett says. 1 ball, no strikes, and a swing and a miss. Well, you got Little Jim in the mid-80s. What's that knuckler coming in at, Tucker? 79. So certainly a different look for the Hayes batters. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is not a safe situation for Rustin, but Hayes has a chance to close out Hayes. The 1-1 dives down low, 2-1. Raspberries at third, Wolverton at first. The 2-1. 2 away for the Larks here in the 9th. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. And Randall is 2 cuts. He's not getting real good cuts right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. El Dorado trying to end a 2-game losing streak, trying to end a 9-game win streak for Hayes. The 2-2, outside, ball 3. So a full count. Wolverton will get a head start over at first. Raspberry will hold here at third, you would think. Full count. Rustin Hayes to Ryan Randall. And the pitch is hit out into center field. Caravala, does he see it? Anstandig does, and Jordan Anstandig in left field makes the catch. And that ends the game, and the Broncos salvage a game here in this 3-game series. Carvalho didn't see it, I don't think. Good to see you. 9 runs, 12 hits, no errors for El Dorado. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Hayes. Gabe Littlejim is the winning pitcher here tonight. Austin Thomason is the losing pitcher. There was no save. Time of tonight's game, 2 hours and 14 minutes. Hayes still well in front in our league. A big win for El Dorado as they're in that logjam between 2nd and 5th. So a much-needed game tonight for El Dorado. And the season series with the Larks is over, and Hayes won 4 of 6 against El Dorado. But really, the middle game at Hayes and last night's game were really the no-doubters. The other 4 games could have gone either way. 9-4, El Dorado wins. Good crowd here tonight. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. It was certainly fun to bring it to you. And we'll be back here tomorrow night as we get ready to see another team here. The Liberal BJs come in for 3, and we'll have the broadcast for you tomorrow night. 7 o'clock first pitch. Liberal at El Dorado tomorrow night. Happy night here in El Dorado. Hope you enjoyed it. It was fun bringing it to you. 9-4, Broncos win. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.